This is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint. Superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage, simply superior.
And coming up tonight, Civil and Local Government Staff Association agrees to a new deal by Finance Ministry to its pension funds in alternative domestic debt exchange. We've got an exclusive interview.
Also tonight, Gadame Youth Paternal Hospital reconstruction resumes.
Still ahead in the bulletin, jury abandoned duty in JB Dankwa murder trial over non-payment of allowances.
In business news, Ghana Union of Traders Association expresses disappointment in President Akufo-Addo for assenting to the new tax bills despite concerns by Ghanaians.
And elsewhere on the international front, fighting between rival forces in Sudan hits residential areas. We've got details of all these stories plus many more coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can join us with your views, comments, and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Feel free to share your views with us on any of our social media pages on Facebook and on Twitter. Let's begin with a very big story, and the Civil and Local Government Staff Association has agreed a new deal offered by the Ministry of Finance to its pension funds on the Alternative Domestic Debt Exchange Program. Executive Secretary of CLOGSAC, Isaac Bampoado, disclosed this to our Labour correspondent, Daniel Opoku.
Folio and the cash flow that we're getting from the coupon rate that government offered, we'll be able to meet our requirements. So it will be it will depend on the investment portfolio of every scheme. But we, based upon our investment portfolio and what we're getting as coupon rate, we are okay from 2023 to 2028. That's if government would not renege on the agreements made so far. This is not organized thing of organized labor. Every scheme has got its investment portfolio. You know, the investment portfolios of the schemes are not the same. So it's for every scheme to study the document that has come from Ministry of Finance and see whether it will meet their requirements. We have studied it, and then we think from 2023 to 2028 we will not have any cash flow problems. We will be able to meet all our retirement benefits to our people. And if you look at the request from or the proposals from Ministry of Finance, it is this proposal is within the MOU that was signed by Organized Labor and Ministry of Finance. So it's within. Let me restate what I'm saying. I'm saying this is for the Hedge Master Trust Occupational Pension Scheme established by Civil and Local Government Staff Association, CLOGSAC. Right. We have analyzed it, and it meets our requirements. Others too have to analyze it, and it depends on the sort of investment portfolio that they have. We, based on our investment portfolio, we can meet all our cash requirements.
But a crucial meeting by organized labor on Thursday, April 20, will determine the way forward if indeed the Finance Ministry will be able to make any inroads. The unions have outrightly rejected the Finance Minister's overtures to consider using pension funds of workers in an alternative restructuring program.
A statement made public on Friday, signed by Ken Ofori-Atta after meeting with pension fund managers, urged the Board of Trustees of pension funds to allow the monies to be included in government's new proposed debt restructuring offer. The new program is aimed at alleviating the cash constraints on the government in the coming years while fully compensating the pension funds for the value of their current holdings. But the latest information appears to have incurred the wrath of organized labor, which has been restating its position. The pension funds must not be touched. Deputy General Secretary of the Trades Union Congress, TUC, Joshua Ansa, says government must not vary the terms of a memorandum of understanding jointly signed by the parties in December 2022.
In the sense of any relationship, I think that it's best for one party to call on the other party that maybe I'm making reference to the MOU signed that we'll be doing A, B, C, D. So we are now ready. Come and let's talk. But if that has not come, and one party sits somewhere and says that he's referring to the MOU and started bringing an option, I don't think it's very fair. In any case, we have stated in the original MOU, which said that our pensions has been exempted, and you know the reason why we fought for that exemption from this debt exchange program, and we are still standing by it. If government now thinks that he has an alternative, has an options, and why can't he invite us to a meeting so that we all sit down at the table and consider whatever proposal that he is bringing on board? If the proposals are good, we are all Ghanaians, why not? But if these things are still going to affect our pensions, I don't think it will be realistic for us to actually accept that new proposal.
The arrangement we have between government and organized labor was that pension funds will not be touched. Period. I want to assure our members that, look, we stand where we stood the last time, and the position has not changed, that pension funds should not be touched.
For the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, government's lack of engagement over the proposed alternative domestic debt exchange program is one of the reasons they will reject it.
In our previous engagement with government, we have stated time and again that we believe that it's important to look for alternate ways than to consider using the pension funds of Ghanaian workers. That we find to be appalling and not acceptable. But for so long as the fund managers have been invited, the position of UTAG remains the same, that we cannot be part of this and pension funds should be exempted totally.
Away from labor and pension funds, the Gadangbe youth are demanding the immediate reconstruction of the La General Hospital, amongst other issues from government. The group, which poured onto the streets to protest the continuous abandonment of the hospital project, have given government 2 weeks to respond favorable to their petition.
The Gadangbe youth say enough is enough. This will not be the first time the youth will pour onto the streets to protest underdevelopment in their area and for the continuous abandonment of work on the now bare La General Hospital land since 2020. The residents are livid.
Long overdue, certain things that were promises in terms of the demolition of the La General Hospital, which was demolished. I mean, it was done without recourse to it being built within the shortest possible time. And our people from La are facing a lot of challenge. Our Simple School, the Salaga Market, and other relevant important issues like our language, which is not being taught in our schools.
The 2-year timeline for completion of work on the project has long elapsed, yet the facility is yet to get off the ground. Here is why the status quo is giving the residents sleepless nights. The demolished La General Hospital was intended to provide better and advanced health care for residents and those within the enclave. But in the time it has been raised down to ground zero, residents have since been left without a choice but to travel to 37 or Lekma for basic health care.
I'm a taxi driver and now have to take patients round, and sometimes they die on the way.
Speed. When our parents are sick, where to take them is a problem.
The project, which will be undertaken by a Chinese company, Poly Chanda, is being financed by a credit facility from Standard Chartered Bank of the United Kingdom, with an export credit guarantee from Sino-Shore of the People's Republic of China to the tune of 68 million euros. It's been 3 long years and work is yet to commence. While the wait is on, building materials are being taken out.
The woods, iron rods, and cement have all been taken out. Even yesterday, they came for woods.
You demolished the place only to come and tell us that there's no money. They have carried all the materials away.
The reality is stark. Not only is the abandonment affecting healthcare, small business owners around the facility have shut down. One of them is Hajia Mustafa. She has been home for over 2 years until she figured out what next.
All the containers are rotten. The items are destroyed. I stayed home for 2 years, 6 months.
The Gandangme youth are up in arms with the health ministry over the matter, but they are not backing down. Their frustrations have hit unprecedented levels. It was a protest to speak loudly through words and actions, but these placards perhaps spoke loudest. Deputy Chief of Staff on behalf of government assured them some action would be taken.
Some of the issues they've raised are things that can be dealt with immediately. Those that are of a policy nature and of a more complex implementation nature, we would activate the relevant agencies to get to work to it, so that in as much as possible we get these things resolved very quickly and expeditiously.
But the assurance is they are back at it next Tuesday, April 25. A momentum they hope to sustain until they see some action.
Residents of La remain worried about the delay in the reconstruction of the La General Hospital. Today, the Gandangme youth have demonstrated to show their resolve in demanding government acts upon its word. They've given a 2-week ultimatum. Until then, for TV3 News, Sarah Apenkro.
Let's now go to the courts, where judgment on the JB Dankwa murder case is likely to further delay after a revelation from the judge, her ladyship, Lydia Osei-Mafo, that the jury had not been paid their allowances since March 2022. She was delivering a judgment on a mini trial after the substantive trial was put on hold.
In the judgment of the mini-trial, the Justice of the High Court noted the statements the accused persons offered to the police, which were tendered during the mini-trial by the prosecution, remain voluntarily given. Although the main trial is expected to resume after the mini-trial, Her Ladyship Lydia Osei-Mafo said she has received a letter from the jury notifying her of their absence and staying away over the non-payment of allowances due them since March 2022, making transportation to and from the court difficult. The court was unable to give any particular date for adjournment, but hoped the situation would be addressed before April 27.
Let's get further understanding on this and speak with private legal practitioner Martin Pebu. Thank you so much for your time. First of all, the jury said they have not been paid since March 2022. What are the likely implications of this on the case?
Okay, yeah, so Portia, the first and most obvious is that once they don't report for duty, then the cases they are involved in will stall. So typically the JB Dankwa case that you've mentioned, because it is the case that in a jury trial, these jurors are the judges, the ultimate judges. They will decide whether the accused person is guilty or not. You see, so they are judges when it comes to the ultimate. And so in their absence, the trial cannot go on. So they will stall, the cases will stall, the trials will stall until that issue has been resolved so that the jurors can return to work.
So currently, what remedial steps can the judge take to ensure that the case does not delay?
Yes, so exhortation. So the judge can appeal to them and ask them to, we all know times are hard. Times are very hard. Everybody is feeling it. I know with some shooting work, and yesterday I think I saw the trial judge do a bit of that in respect of other jurors. So I believe she would extend it to these jurors by appealing to them that, yes, she understands times are very hard, but they should see what they can do within their power to report for duty so that the trial can continue.
Aside this coming to light in the J.B. Danquah murder case, is it something that really happens often at the courts?
No, it's not often. No, it's very rare, Portia. So it tells you that everybody is feeling their pinch, right? It's crazy. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. And Martin Kpebu is a private legal practitioner.
Elsewhere tonight, school attendance has dropped at the Oforikrom MA Primary School 3 weeks after caterers of the school feeding program in the Ashanti region withdrew their services. While some teachers who spoke on the condition of anonymity described the setback towards achieving quality and equitable education. A report by Benjamin Edu.
On April 5, these aggrieved caterers in charge of the school feeding program withdrew their services few moments after the Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon Osei-Mensah, has snapped their petition. The worst for the program was just meters away. The PRO for the school feeding, Siba Alpha, on April 6 on TV3, came in with an assurance.
I've been given strong assurance from government that funds have been mobilized for honor release to the caterers. And so we urge them to exercise restraint, to be patient, that very soon all their demands will be met.
3 weeks after the promise, no show. Some 600 caterers in the Ashanti region have contracts with the government. Here at the Oforikrom MA Primary School, pupils bear the brunt. They have gone weeks without the free food. Few pupils who can afford buy from this vendor. Those without money go hungry.
We beg the government to pay them, and they come and do the canteen for us because it is affecting many people. Many people are stopping school, and they are at home. They don't come to school.
Some teachers who spoke on condition of anonymity revealed school attendance has been affected, although they could not provide real-time data to support their claim. The withdrawal of service is over the delay in the payment of feeding grants for third term and demand for increment of the grants from 97 pesos to 3 Ghana cedis.
Away from the Ashanti region, indiscriminate parking of heavy trucks along the shoulders of roads in the Tema metropolis is posing a threat to the lives of motorists and other road users. Broken down trucks are also left unattended to for days without warning signs. George Queenan has more in this report.
Haulage trucks are common here because Tema is an industrial hub. They cart goods from one enclave to the other. But one disturbing practice is indiscriminate parking. Some drivers even provide shelter beneath the vehicles for relaxation. On January 5 this year, for instance, 2 persons were reported to have died in an accident on the Tema-bound side of the Accra-Tema motorway. The driver lost control and crashed into a park-articulated truck. This is the Committee 8 taxi rank, which faces directly the industrial area road. And Pa George is a driver here, and he has personally witnessed an accident as a result of the indiscriminate parking of haulage trucks along the road.
They sometimes park without warning triangles. Others use lifts which worsen the situation.
Residents complain that authorities are looking on for the worst to happen. There are those calling for stiffer fines to deter others.
The way they park here is not good at all. At times when you are driving at night, it's very, very dangerous. They don't use triangle, nothing. When the car spoils, they just park it. The police too, they will just be passing around. They don't do anything to the people.
Yeah, disturb me. Sometimes somebody no give correct view
for this thing, no triangle, they can cause accident. If you come to find them, because the trucks, they have owners, so they for watch, they go find that people.
An existing terminal at the port is not big enough, compelling truck drivers who are unable to get space to park along the road.
So now when you load, some people come out, some people don't load. That is can't park there. So right now, my money no come. So the money no come. Let's see, with that money, go take by diesel, go Mali, Senegal, somewhere far place. So that is then can't park there. They waste my money.
The National Road Safety Authority has revived the mandatory towing of broken down vehicles on the road and surcharging of drivers. The news team visited the Tema Committee 1 MTTD office, where it was revealed that the police is in full force, working hard to control the practice. In most cases, drivers are arrested and warned. Although the police is not happy about the turn-off event, they admit the unavailability of a large terminal for such trucks is what is largely accounting for the indiscriminate practice. The practice is a worrying one, inasmuch as relevant institutions are doing their best to help address the challenge. The Tema Metropolitan Assembly has stated that there's a need for a common developmental plan for the metropolis due to the overlapping mandate of the Assembly, the Tema Development Corporation, and the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority to help address some challenges bordering on the development of Tema. Josh Quinn in TV3 News, Tema.
Elsewhere, textile waste is fast becoming another menace in Ghana as unused clothing being discarded on a daily basis keeps rising. My colleague Judith Awachitando explores the extent of damage to the environment and what some organizations are doing to deal with the threat.
The second-hand clothing business has always boomed in Ghana. But how to deal with the waste it produces is becoming a significant challenge. Every year, thousands of used and unused clothing are shipped to Ghana's largest port, the Tema Harbour, and subsequently distributed to various markets. FOS, as popularly referred to, has for years been a major source of livelihood for many former female entrepreneurs. Observatory of Economic Complexity in 2020 revealed Ghana as the highest importer, taking in $180 million worth of used clothing on an average. Kantamanto, one of Accra's largest market centers, is home to over 30,000 traders who receive and sell used clothing on a weekly basis. The very process of selecting what to sell contributes significantly to the waste generated.
First selection. Second selection.
We take the first and second selection. The rest is rubbish and we discard them. The rubbish collectors usually come for them. The clothes that are brought are bad. Most are rubbish, so we often discard them. In 2019, 40% of the over 65 million tons of used clothing sent to Ghana was discarded. Unfortunately, these items mostly end up in landfills and consequently in our water bodies. And this has become a major challenge that one group is seeking to address. They have engaged swimmer and environmentalist Yvette Tete, who went on Volta River in solidarity with the project.
I just swam 3 kilometers as part of our solidarity swim. Currently, there's a crisis of waste management, particularly with regards to textiles. And so what we're trying to do is just encourage people to be a part of our environment and enjoy it so that we have the energy to protect it.
Ending the mismanagement of textile waste currently is seemingly impossible. But the OR Foundation is ready to take chances.
It's quite a challenging process, particularly along the Korle Lagoon. It's dangerous, it's dirty, but through the community engagement efforts that we've performed as an organization, we've been able to really make a lot of headway with citizen scientists. And what we've seen is an overwhelming number of microfibers in the samples that we've taken in Accra. We'll be publishing research on that within the next 6 months. What we've seen so far, even from what we were taking along the Volta system, it's not free of microfibers. It doesn't look the same as the samples we take in the Korle Lagoon, but it's not pure water.
The team spends days on a Ghanaian-made solar-powered hybrid boat, While on the mission, we took a trip on the famous The Woman Who Does Not Fear boat.
It's one of the safest water bodies to swim in, the Volta River. It's clean, safe, and refreshing. Unfortunately, this is amongst about 40% of rivers that are safe to swim in. The other 60% of some of our water bodies here in Ghana are unsafe due to pollution. Reporting for TV3 News, Judith Awachutando.
In more news tonight, workers of the Tema Oil Refinery want government to revamp the refinery to help save the country from its current economic challenges. The aggrieved workers have threatened to picket at the presidency and engage in a series of protests if government fails to heed to their demands.
The workers reiterated the critical role the refinery plays in the country's socio-economic development, but expressed frustration over its current state. They demanded the government addresses the challenges facing the national asset.
You brought competent people here. They understand that control is a management function. And so they will put controls in place to make sure that the ordinary worker is more efficient and prudent in his decision. Once you bring incompetent board and incompetent management, this is the result you will get. And so the appointer of these executives, the appointers of this top management at the refinery must sit up. It should not be political expediency. They should not bring people here as a reward of political actions they did during campaign.
Some other staff also spoke to the media.
All that they keep on telling us is that they are on it, they are waiting for some information, they are sending information to the presidency to look at it. They keep on giving us stories. Our members are even losing trust in us. Our destiny is in our hands. There is a lot of problem with us. We can't pay our children's school fees. We can't feed our family. And as we've said, a lot of people are leaving the refinery.
Tour is our life. Workers, permanent workers, contract workers, national service. All the hardship you go through, still no. Yet national service for any juma. You try your light money a day now. This is not what we bargained for.
Let's know what you make of all these stories. Keep your comments coming in on our Facebook as well as Instagram page, and we promise to share them with the rest of the world. To other stories now, and President Akufo-Addo has reiterated the government's resolve to work with other African countries to become self-sufficient and reliant in vaccine manufacturing hubs on the continent so as to win itself from foreign geopolitics. He made the observation at a groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a €5 million European Union-supported grant vaccine manufacturing center at Medie in the Ga'es municipality of the Greater Accra region.
Some $122 million is expected to be expended on the first phase of the project, expected to be completed by end of 2024. The DEK Vaccine Limited manufacturing project is expected to produce some 600 million doses of vaccines annually. President Akufo-Addo said Ghana will work together with other African countries in order not to be at the mercy of foreign nationalism and geopolitics.
Whilst appreciating the COVAX, AU and AVAT in COVID-19 vaccine supply initiatives, we're venturing into vaccine development and manufacturing with our sister African countries of Rwanda and Senegal. And together, we're determined to become vaccine manufacturing hubs in sub-Saharan Africa. We want to achieve self-sufficiency in vaccine production to meet future national, regional, and continental needs for health security. We shall not then in the future be at the mercy of foreign vaccine nationalism and geopolitics.
The project, when completed, is expected to provide employment for some 250 full-time employees.
Christian leaders in Ghana have welcomed Pastor Dr. William Kumuyi, the convener of the Global Crusade with Kumuyi GCK Ghana. The GCK convener says all is set for the Grand Crusade, which seeks to impact and transform lives and nations.
The Global Crusade with Kumeyi, GCK, dubbed Glorious Visitation from Christ, is to transform lives and to bring souls to Christ. Arriving in Ghana Tuesday morning, the GCK convener says he is looking forward to a greater experience come at the Independence Square in Accra on Thursday, April 20.
For a whole country and for the whole church of different perspectives or persuasions to come together to lift up Jesus and to have the word of Christ, the gospel of the Lord, reach out to the whole nation, and from the nation to the rest of the world. It's awesome.
There will be a 4-day program with ministers and professionals where the GCK convener will share insights into ministerial success on April 21 at 6 a.m. at the Royal House Chapel. Another session dubbed Impact Academy for young adults with seasoned speakers with the aim of raising great leaders that will impact the nation will be held on April 22 at the Accra Sports Stadium.
This is the time for every individual, every family, and for the country, for Ghana. It's going to be marvelous.
Leaders from other religious bodies pledged their participation with their members in the Grand Crusade.
A reminder, you're still watching News 360. This is our major news bulletin for the day. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. We're going to go for a quick break. When we return, we'll bring you the very latest in the world of business.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint. As compared to other paint brands on the market, we take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
This is the breaking news. About 2,500 people 2,500 people have been.
We'll be right back after a commercial break.
When stubborn coughs, colds, and catarrh interrupt your life, get fast relief with Stop Cough. The Stop Cough range is suitable for adults, children, and babies.
In today's breaking news, Alex is back and...
There is a Stop Cough for every cough and for everyone.
There surely is.
Ask your pharmacist about the right Stop Cough for you. The Stop Cough range is manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FD.
You need to ask yourself, where do you want to go? No matter who you are, trust yourself. Doing big. Break the rules, not the laws. Keep pushing. Everything is possible. Trust yourself. Life is about confidence. Africa, it's your time.
Son, live with confidence.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
The sweet scent of rose in the morning brings me so much joy. Inspired by damask rose and infused with 100% natural rose oil. Introducing new Clay Soft Perfume Beads Washing Powder. It's like bringing a garden with you everywhere with this wonderful perfume. Take a garden with you everywhere you go with Clay Soft Perfume Beads Washing Powder.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN.
Right, welcome to the business news segment here on News 360. Let's begin with some happenings on the domestic front. And of course, we're going to start with Guta. The president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng, has expressed disappointment in the president and government for going ahead to assent to the new tax bills despite concerns raised by Ghanaians. Speaking to 3 Business, Dr. Obeng said they feel disrespected by the actions of government. He bemoaned the action of government is undemocratic and will further cripple Ghanaian industries, which are already overburdened.
We are very much disappointed, and then we feel disrespected because we have given our petition to Parliament. They did not respond to our poll. Then it has gone to Parliament presidency. The presidency has also not responded to our call. It does not augur well for the democracy that we are practicing. It has been the norm that any time that a tax is being introduced, we do stakeholder engagement to evaluate and dissect to see whether it will not lead to collapse of businesses and all that. And that has been the norm. This particular one is being imposed on us, and that's what makes it very unfortunate, especially when these taxes are obnoxious to the fact that we are going to pay multiplicity of taxes in the growth and sustainability levy.
Meanwhile, spokesperson for the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, John Awuni, says his hopeful government will not implement the 3 new tax bills, although the president has assented to them. Now, speaking in an interview with 3 Business, Mr. Awuni believes there are other ingenious ways government can raise additional revenue without necessarily burdening the private sector with taxes.
We are very disappointed that the president still went ahead to assent to those bills. But nonetheless, we are hopeful that those bills will not be implemented because there have been a history like that where in the early 2000s, Parliament approved some bills, then consequently they were not executed. So we are hopeful that the president, though has assented, it will not be implemented. The reason is that the industry, the ordinary Ghanaian, is already overburdened. And these are taxes that absolutely can be avoided. The question is, must we spend at all? Can't we just cut our coat to according to our size? If you don't have the money, you don't have to spend. Can't that 4 billion cedis expenditure be avoided?
Elsewhere, an energy expert, Dr. Yusuf Suleimana, has commended the National Petroleum Authority for reversing its decision to increase the fuel market margin to 9 pesos from 4 pesos. The NPA had earlier directed oil marketing companies to implement the new rates and apply them in the price build-up from April 16, 2023. Dr. Yusuf Suleimana observes some of the taxes and levies of the fuel price build-up have outlived their usefulness and need to be scrapped.
That would have been fiercely resisted
I don't think taxes are a way to go at this moment. We've been battling over the years on how to place a firm handle on the global dynamics so far as crude oil prices or petroleum product prices are concerned, because we really don't have control over that. And equally, we are also struggling with that of exchange rates. And so why do we have to add another component to battle with? So at this moment in time, I think it's just fair to hold those components, this third component, which are the taxes and levies, constant, so that we don't have to disturb the market. In an attempt to add minimal taxes, I think it's going to derail the efforts of, what has been achieved within the downstream over these years. Taxes have been one of the single component that I believe has derailed the effectiveness of deregulation vis-a-vis the positive impact that it will have placed on the consumer. If you look at the downstream sector, we have three major players that are key stakeholders within the downstream sector. We have the government of Ghana and NPA, the regulator, the PSPs, that is the petroleum service providers. And then the third component is the consumer. And if you look at this three, whilst the PSP can fight for themselves, the government of Ghana can certainly pull through its interest, the consumer is the losing end at this moment in time.
In other news tonight, a savings and investment analyst, Patrick Abankwa Ba, has said banks may have to take drastic actions to improve their portfolio should interest rates on treasury bills continue to fall. He explains with lower interest rates, banks may not be able to raise enough funds through treasury bills to fund their activities.
Primary dealers, who are the banks and the financial institutions, as we speak, have limited avenues to actually raise funds to make some revenue. Their only source of avenue of raising some funds or revenue has been the treasury bill, which is the short-term form of investment. The interest rate on treasury bills have also dropped significantly from the 30 that we were seeing earlier as around maybe March to around 18%. So it means that these financial institutions are not getting the revenues that they expect to be able to meet their operational needs and also make profit for their shareholders. And that is where the worry is, because if it continues for a longer period, then some of these financial institutions will be forced to take some drastic measures in order to be able to survive. Because as we speak, most of them are also not convinced about the real sector of the economy, which is the business that they have to give out loans, or some kind of trade business that has also not been growing, because we know that people are not important as they used to be.
That's it for the very latest in the world of business. For more business news stories, do log on to our website. It's www.3news.com.
What does money mean to you?
It means convenience. It gives me the ability to do business at my own pace.
It allows me to live my life with ease and enjoy my lifestyle without interruptions.
Security. I can make investments I can trust, and I know exactly where my money is all the time.
Having the flexibility to do what I want to.
The feeling and peace of mind I get knowing I can safely receive remittances from my family and friends from the comfort of my home. Money means safety.
Money means so many things to so many people, but no matter what you use it for or what it may mean to you, money is the one thing that keeps us going and makes our lives a little bit brighter. So what does money mean to you? Just Momo it.
MTN. For break times, for party times, for snack times. Anytime is a good time with Munchie Anytime Crackers.
This outfit is FDA.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water. One for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is a
Sports segment is brought to you by
Gentleman Cosmetic Range.
Thierry Nyan is here for the latest in the world of sports. And what's up with
I just wish
Oh.
everybody would know the kind of things Thierry does to me anytime he comes in studio.
I do nothing to you.
No, people think
I do nothing.
People think he's just a nice
No,
guy.
I do nothing to you.
Yeah, can you carry on with your news?
Stay off my case. Anyway, though, of course, it's time for us to bring you the latest in the world of sports right here on News 360. My name is Thierry Nyan. And we are starting with Accra Great Olympics, who have received approval from the Ghana Football Association to play the remainder of their home games this season at the Wafa Park in Sogakope. Now, Public Relations Officer of the Accra-based club, Saint Osei, explains the rationale behind the decision to relocate.
We decided to pick on alternative venue for our home matches. One, because of cost, and two, to get the boys in very good condition. Going to Sogakope basically is we're not paying anything. Our must say is zilch. I mean, as compared to what we'll be doing at the Accra Sports Stadium. We just want to get our boys in shape and well conditioned on AstroTurf. And we are going to a place that has also AstroTurf. We want to take advantage of that one as well, and also ensure that we get the boys together under one roof till we are until the rest of the matches are done.
All right, now the Black Starlets emerged as the champions of the UEFA Under-16 Development Tournament after beating Switzerland 3-2 in their final game. Raymond midfielder Asumadu Ramsey scored a brace, while Kempom Academy striker Deborah from Bosman scored the other to ensure that Ghana overcome their European rivals. The team led by Karim Zito and Lai Kingston won all of their 3 games, beating Serbia 4-0, Spain 2-0, and then Switzerland by 3-2. The team is expected to arrive in Ghana on Wednesday, April 19, and resume camping as they prepare for their next test in Saudi Arabia later this month. We'll catch up with them and bring you some more stories from that triumphant camp. But away from there, ahead of the second leg of the clash in the quarter-final between Bayern Munich and Manchester City in the UEFA Champions League, Thomas Tuchel says Bayern has revealed his side won't go into the game to defend.
We need a wonder, a miracle. It would be a miracle, actually. That's wwhy it's different how to talk to the players. You don't have to talk about belief. After 0-3, you need to be realistic. To talk about a 4-0 or 5-1, I don't know if this is appropriate. And after our match on Saturday, I don't know if this contributed actually that we are or believe 100%. But we believe in us, in ourselves. It's the second half of the tie, and we have to play 2 more halves tomorrow. If we manage to play a good first half, we can make it happen in the second. Everything is possible. We are aware of this. If the moment comes when we have luck which we didn't have in the first leg, then everything is possible in football.
And we were focused a lot what we have to do to try to not just control the games, punish them or try to score. Of course, come here to win the game. I don't understand the game, for the fact we are here in Munich against one of the most prestigious historical in this competition, more trophies, and I don't understand the situation that come here just to defend something. We come here to play one football game, 11 men against 11 men, that we try to do better than the opponent in this specific game.
All right, if you know Pep Guardiola, you know that he's not a man to defend in any game, regardless what his circumstances are. But currently happening in the UEFA Champions League, there's AC Milan against Napoli, and Milan have taken the lead over Napoli away from home. And then Chelsea also playing out a 0-0 draw with Real Madrid. It's halftime in that particular game at Stamford Bridge. And that'll be all for the sports here on News 360. My name is Theo Nyan, bringing you the sports here on News 360. Or catch you some other time with some more sports.
What makes a gentleman? It's how the need to protect the things that matter pushes him to persevere. It's how he immerses himself in thoughtfulness. It's how trust is his shield. You can smell his integrity from a mile away. Introducing the Gentleman's Cosmetic Range. Be one of us. Be a gentleman. Ye are Brantier.
Of Africa. Mama, will I ever be a soccer champion for Ghana?
Well, you've got to be like a geisha bar. Stay strong and go so far. Never give up till you reach your goal.
Okay, Mama, I'll be strong and go so far, lasting long like this geisha bar.
Be strong and last long
like geisha.
Minyanum Ganafo, Minyimde Abanere Yamobu to my biara, no way to malaria see efigana, no more henkakra. Yes, Raban Nanimpenifo, Nana Buafo, Wawa Bruchi. The one National Malaria Control Programming. Nesika kakra what the best henkina, no what da boahene di Juma yedi yede, ye pede ye to malaria see figane, a Jumara fosso. Yes, someone say Yabo Abuma, one way. She. Enyim de say you to malaria asifi Ghana ha. Obotuma saving hen $22.1 billion US. Inyo, wama yenye mayebutuma ye biani enfambua. Yan patem, yen clean honi na fine. Baby yenyim de intontume oru doro hoy. Pocho yen keep honi na clean. Ena munia openfo mopocho se nyinsena ehudam free insecticide treated mosquito net awon webusuafo mo wonder se na adenche ati metu ma awafa wo ho asana fa wo ba wo from on hineri gift na na afia danso anti amini one national zero malaria advocate na ene masamiti awa ma America ni de se yebotu metu malaria sa a yebotu ma yeso a obefia me anawo.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water and powered by 3 Entertainment.
My name is Anita Ikia Ikufu, and in entertainment this evening, Ghanaian artist and sugarcane hitmaker Kamido locked down 6 nominations at the 24th VGMAs, including the big one, Artist of the Year. Now, the top-flying talent, in a chat with Usu Arai, sounded confident about grabbing the Artist of the Year honors and other categories he was nominated in. Kamido also performed at a VGMA Experience concert in Ho.
I was fun, bro.
I haven't been back home like in a long time, so yeah, this was like an opportunity for me to connect with my people. Yes, and this from here, I'm just going to be coming back to back. It was fun, was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
All right, there's been a lot of conversation about the VGMA Artist of the Year where you happen to be on. First off, how do you find the list, and then how do you see your chances?
Yeah, I'm confident about every position that every category that I've been nominated in. It's just, we're just here, you know, having fun with it. The fans just need to vote, and then I'm confident though. So yeah, they just vote and we win.
People have said that Camido had a very great year, had some level of visibility beyond our home country. What is the future looking like for Camido?
The future is looking bright. God is on our side. We're gonna win and win and win and win.
All right, push it on. Here we go.
And still in the Volta region, fast-growing artist from the Volta region, Chief One, has charged the budding talents to stay original and believe in themselves. Starting from a small beginning in Ho, the turn-by-turn singer has grown beyond his home region and now enjoys attention in other big cities.
Nothing to get, nothing to show, only God will get it back.
The hardest from this town, not only this Volta region. Ghana love me, Northern region love me. Togo, I'm very big in Togo because what I'm doing, I'm unique and I'm doing something different. They can't do what I'm doing. That's all. For me, it's me against Africa. I'm just doing me and Africa is loving me. That's all.
Right, so from where I won the event from, it was a total shutdown. What statement do you think you were able to make with your performance?
Believe in yourself. If nobody believes in you, keep doing you. Because for me, I started this not today. I started this because most of your celebrities right now, maybe where I'm coming from, it's hard for you to break through. But I made it, you know. I made it from this region to other places. They play me in Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, very big, you understand? And where I am, believe in yourself and that's all.
Some more stories in entertainment. The issue of Ghanaian artists and their lookalikes is one that has sparked a lot of controversy recently. While some believe it's all for the fun of it, others believe it has negative impact on their careers. Well, Famie was on New Day this morning and shared his thoughts about the lookalike phenomenon.
A bit of a warning
to
some of these
honestly,
lookalikes.
mine wasn't a warning.
What was
mine
it?
was like, you know, I saw the video and I think he kind of looks like Famie, you understand? And it's okay because, yeah, I didn't say it. We are a lot in the world, you understand? But the good part of the whole look-alike thing, and let me talk for myself, is, I mean, there are some people for some time now, maybe I don't want to say or they feel like they've not heard from me, and then this video popped up and the whole media is posting it. Famie look-alike. That's the first time someone is also hearing from me. You understand? So there's a good side, there's an advantage in it. But when I saw the video, I actually went to his page on TikTok and I realized he had a couple of videos of me. He has a duet. So every song that I release, that is not even that loud in the country. He knows it. He knows the song. Okay. So in a way, he's promoting my music. So what I said was, okay, you can do whatever you are doing because at the end of the day, you're also pushing the Famie brand. But just make sure you don't do anything illegal. Because when I find you playing shows, taking money from people and other stuff, that's going to be a problem. But
and that'll be all for entertainment. My name is Anita Ikia Ikufu. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Anita. Coming up, international news.
Nearly 200 people have been killed in the fighting in Sudan. Sudan has been gripped for days by deadly fighting between rival forces. Earlier, it was reported that the EU's ambassador in Sudan, Aiden O'Hara, has been assaulted at his home in the capital, Khartoum. A U.S. diplomatic convoy came under fire in Sudan on Monday, but nobody was hurt. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said. More than 1,800 injured in 3 days of fighting in Sudan, according to the UN. The city has seen airstrikes, shelling and heavy small arms fire. Russian President Vladimir Putin has met his commanders in 2 regions of Ukraine that Moscow claims to have annexed, while Russian forces stepped up heavy artillery bombardments and airstrikes on the devastated eastern Ukrainian city of Bakhmut. The Kremlin said Putin had attended a military command meeting in Ukraine's southern Kherson region and visited a National Guard headquarters in eastern Luhansk on Monday.
Well, that's all for News 360. We appreciate your time and for staying tuned to us. My name is Pakwesi Asari.
And I am Portia Gabo. Later on, we have Ghana Tonight with Alfredo Kanse at 10. Have a lovely evening.
This program is rated PG. It contains scenes of brief nudity, mild violence, and strong language. Parental guidance is advised. This program is brought to you by
MTN.